If you're a pro, you know that this is not efficient because you know there's a better way. There's also a better way to save. When pro customers buy building supplies in bulk at Lowe's, they save up to 20% every day. Buy in bulk and save up to 20% on concrete, gypsum, and gypsum accessories. At Lowe's, buy more, save more. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe'sForPros.com for details. Discount applies to contract to pack items. Minimum purchase required. U.S. only.
That Russian lobbyist that was part of a Trump Tower meeting has reportedly appeared before the Mueller grand jury.
The AP confirming that the grand jury investigating Russian influence in the 2016 election has heard from Russian-American lobbyist Rinat Akhmetshin. Akhmetshin was one of a number of people at the June 2016 meeting set up by the president's eldest son. Emails released by Trump Jr. show that he took that meeting expecting to get damaging information about Hillary Clinton. The testimony suggests that Mueller and his team view that meeting as relevant to their larger investigation.
Correspondent Wally Hines reporting. The Trump administration has taken another step toward building a wall on the U.S. border with Mexico, even as funding for the project remains in question. U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced Thursday it will award contracts to 4 companies to build 4 prototypes for the wall. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra. Amtrak Chief Operating Officer Scott Naprostek says a major repair project for Penn Station lines is now finished.
We've completed the Accelerated Infrastructure Renewal Program at New York Penn Station on time, on schedule, and most importantly, with no major safety incidents.
Naprostek says the repairs centered on the sorting mechanism that routes trains between New York and New Jersey.
The work entailed the full removal and replacement of track 10 and a total track and switch replacement of A interlocking, which is a critical sorting mechanism that leads in and out of Penn Station from the Hudson River tunnels and Long Island Railroad.
Normal service into and out of Penn Station will now resume Tuesday for Amtrak, New Jersey Transit, and the Long Island Railroad. All 3 railroads reduced service when the repair work started in early July. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
If you don't want to hear real facts on social and political issues, then stop listening now. Otherwise, stay right here for real issues, real facts with real people.
Accelerate your culturalization of America.
But when the Dems use the argument that we're all immigrants, I want to turn into the Tasmanian devil with 2 clubs in Miami, clear the road. There were immigrants that came here because they wanted to be here. They wanted to learn they wanted the American dream. You cannot get the American dream speaking Spanish.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think, make you mad, and maybe even get you a little embarrassed. So don't go anywhere. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
You're always so stupid. Did you take lessons?
You're despicable.
Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here on the Real Side. I'm Joe Messina, your host. Pleasure to have you with me. And I do appreciate the time you're spending with me, whether it's on the Facebook page or in the chat room, texting, tweeting, being part of the conversation. Head up to the website, realside.com. You can watch live. You can listen live. You can take the poll. Lots happening. I mean, a lot is happening there. And I really do appreciate the time. Look, buy my book, Ramblings of a Right-Wing Bible-Thumping White Guy, so I can buy more shirts. I don't have to keep wearing the same 3 shirts every week. It'd be really nice. My wife wouldn't have to do the laundry so often. Look, if for no other reason, do it for her. You know what I'm saying? Either way, always a pleasure to have you with me. Appreciate the time. Head over to the store. That's the realside.com/store, not stoa, as my mother would say, store. You know, one of the things I like about I know, kind of weird, right? One of the things I like about my show is we don't do just political stuff. I mean, we do some of the craziest social stories there are. And when you do the God stories, I mean, seriously, some of you people go out of your minds with it, whatever, deal with it. There's other stations you can listen to, other shows you can listen to. But, you know, we've come to the point now in society where anybody on the left, or no, I'll say anybody on the far left, the militant left, they hear anything about God, they go into like an epileptic type of fit. They can't handle it. The word God just seems to throw them into convulsions, which from a biblical point of view is a possession thing, you know? I'm just saying. So apparently a school, you know, now that it's back in session across the country, they're getting settled in. You know, they got new classes starting and that kind of thing. So moms and dads receive letters from, you know, their child's teacher on a regular basis. You know, tell Mary not to bring 7 candy bars for lunch and, you know, that kind of stuff, right? But a letter written by a first-grade teacher and sent to parents in a small school district out of Indiana is really making some noise, really causing some trouble. See, the teacher urged parents to encourage their children to stop using religious words in the classroom. She said, I've had a group of about 5 students using the words God, Jesus, and devil in conversation. She said, if you go to church to discuss these things at home, please have a talk with your child about there being an appropriate time and place of talking about it. I mean, this teacher is having heartburn, having a problem with the fact that kids are talking about God or Jesus or even the devil. Now, if they were talking about, I don't know, anal sex, she probably would have no problem with it, right? If they were talking about gay or lesbian sex, no problem there either. I bet you if they were trash-talking Trump, wouldn't be an issue either now, would it? When we talk about God, all of a sudden, everybody's offended again. Started right all over again. And I believe Jesus said that they would hate us for his sake. If you're a true follower of Christ, expect it. I do. I thoroughly expect it. Every time I walk into a room, want to talk about something like this, I fully expect to have the haters start to rise up. But you've got to push back. If you really believe in the God you say you believe in, you Christians, if you really believe what you say you believe, what are you waiting for? No, really, what are you waiting for? Why do you allow this stuff to go? The teacher urged parents to encourage their children to stop using religious words in the classroom. And she talked about the group of kids that she had. Now, back when I was in grade school, my classmates would typically invoke the good Lord's name, right? I mean, think about something. How many kids became godly people just before the test that they didn't study for? How many of you guys in high school became godly people when you drank too much on a Friday night, right? Oh, God, just make me better. Make me stop throwing up. I'll never drink again. Come on, don't be stupid. You've all been there, or a lot of you have. She explained that she had a talk with the children regarding inappropriate classroom language, but the lesson didn't seem to work. God will prevail, people. Whether you like it or not, God's going to prevail. You ain't going to win that battle. With McCordsville Elementary being a public school, we have many different religions and beliefs, and I don't want to upset children or parents because of these words being used, she wrote to parents. Well, good. So did she write a letter to the Muslim kids saying that we no longer want to hear the word Muhammad? Did she write a letter to the Jewish kids telling them they better not be talking about Moses at all, right? Or David, for that matter. No more talk about Buddhist or anything like that, right? I mean, nothing that could even be construed as spiritual conversation, right? Because it's not what the law says, but hey, if it makes the teacher feel better, she can write any note she wants to. I'm so glad I'm so glad when our kids were going through school this wasn't happening, because my wife would probably had to bail me out of jail, on a bi-weekly basis, or maybe even. I've been sitting there with you. There'd be nobody to bail us out. We have to take turns. I know. Right? So, in other words, Jesus is not welcome in the McCordsville Elementary School, according to this teacher. right? I mean, so now they're making your kids. You know what? If you're a white kid in one of these schools, you're talking about Jesus as God, man, you don't stand a chance, do you? You're really a nasty person. You're white. You suffer from white privilege. And now you can't talk about God. You got to get Todd Starnes' book, The Deplorable's Guide to Making America Great Again. Okay? And he talks about this stuff. He talks about what your constitutional rights are. And how not to let this go. Don't let this stuff slide by. One of the parents in McCordsville sent Todd a copy of the teacher's note. Right? And as fast as you could say, God bless America, once that note got out and went running around and hit the news sources, all of a sudden the school district said, whoa, wait a minute. Wait, this has got out of hand. This is not what was supposed to happen. Trying to limit a student's view on religion is a violation of the student's First Amendment rights, the district wrote. And the note was taken wrong. It was taken totally out of context. Not really. They're just a bunch of wusses. Hey, I'm Joe Messina, your host. Listen to The Real Side on GCN Live. David Fisher joins me after the break. Don't go far. Got a lot to talk about. Become a member at Liberty Health Share. Members are exempt from tax penalty and mandates slapped on individuals who don't have health care insurance, giving you real freedom from traditional insurance. I'm Joe Messina, host of the Real Side Radio Show. Liberty Health Share gives their members real control by giving them the freedom to choose any doctor or hospital anywhere in the nation. For real. Memberships are available for individuals, couples, and families that can offer a variety of options for your medical needs, and they're based on commonly held principles and values. Call my friends at Liberty Health Share for more information and enroll any time of the year. You can reach them at 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org and see how Liberty Health Share can make a difference in your health care needs. 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org. 855-585-4237. Tell them Joe sent you. They won't care, but it sounds good.
Do you trust our economy? How about our banking system? Our president has stated we are sitting on a bubble right now, and that when the Fed raises interest rates, bad things are going to happen. Well, the Fed is raising rates here and now. There has never been a better time to turn your IRA or 401k into physical gold or silver with GSI Exchange. Call 833-GSI-GOLD. GSI Exchange can make this happen fast, and it's money you control, not the big banks. 833-GSI-GOLD. Ask about our bank failure survival guide and learn how your qualified IRA transfer can get you $1,500 in free physical gold or silver delivered right to your home. GSI Exchange has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call GSI Exchange at 833-GSI-GOLD. That's 833-474-4653. Or visit us on the web at gsi.gold.
How did you become addicted? A friend? Were you at a party and someone said, hey, try this? Then you got the cold sweats and started shaking. And the more you did it, the more it didn't work. So you switched to the needle. Now you're a train wreck. Drinking, drugging, broke. Your family hates you, and you hate you. Get out of your hell on earth now. Call the Detox and Treatment Helpline today for immediate help. In many cases, your insurance may cover the costs. We can't guarantee it, but we can guarantee we have what you need to change your life for the better. Pick up your cell phone and call right now. 855-700-2979. 855-700-2979. 855-700-2979. That's 855-700-2979.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-7740. That's 800-610-7740. 800-610-7740.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I'm here to tell you about GCNtelecare.com, a team of board-certified doctors assisting you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Within 15 minutes of registration, care your family can afford. Revolutionizing the healthcare industry, virtual consulting, providing diagnosis of non-emergency medical issues by phone or secure video on computer or smart mobile devices. GCNtelecare.com. Virtual care anywhere.
Last night never happened, and I'm going to marry him, and you and I are going to take this to our coffin.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I'm in love with you.
Snap out of it!
Seems everything I buy these days has got a foreign name. From the kind of car
We are back. I'm Joe Messina, your host. This is The Real Side on GCN Live. Always a pleasure to have you with me. I do thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate the time that you're spending with us on the air, in the chat room, texting, tweeting, and being part of the conversation. We'll get right to it. You know, we have our guest every week. David Fisher joins us to talk about what's going on in the markets, how to protect your money, how to make sure you're good. I mean, seriously, you need to, especially if you have a family. And if you're young, pay attention, because, man, you don't want to end up older and ain't got no money. You're expecting the government to bail you out, because it ain't going to happen. Welcome David Fisher back to the show, the CEO of Landmark Capital. Always have a good time with him. And he speaks at the level that even I can understand, which works out really well for me. David, thanks for being with me again.
You're very welcome, Joe. Thanks for having me on your program.
You know, I always have a good time, and I love going at you with some of the stuff that's going on in the stock market and what our president is doing for. You know, I don't get how all this comes together to a big degree, but you know, President Trump recently proposed a corporate tax plan. But here's the thing. We hear from one side that we have the highest tax structure of any country on the face of the planet. We hear from the other side that's not true. But the reality is, and you can explain this better than I can, we do have a high corporate tax plan, but we also have a lot of loopholes they can get around, right?
You're exactly right. We have the highest corporate tax rate in the history of the world. So that's black and white. Our tax rate. This is why otherwise, Joe, why did we see other companies go abroad and are able to pay lower taxes? That's one reason, plus wages are lower, so they get the double dipping effect. So from that standpoint, we do have the highest tax rate, and this is why we're seeing one of two reasons. Companies are wanting and have moved abroad and still want to unless they change this tax rate. There is a lot of loopholes. And that's what they also want to do is simplify it. You know, President Trump said, you know, I want to be able to get it on a postcard. So did Steve Mnuchin. I don't think that's reality. Let's deal in reality. You know, we're going to have even what you call the long form in personal tax is going to be still for corporates filing tax returns. It's going to be pages, you know. My tax returns and your tax returns is not on a postcard, and most people's don't. Even the short form is not a postcard. They're not going to get it down to that level. Let's be realistic. But they're going to, you know, to do away with some of the loopholes, I think would be very wise, and go to a flat tax. They're not proposing that, but that's the only way they would make this thing very simple and getting on a postcard, or just a flat tax or a user tax. And that's the only way, but it's not going there. They're doing a tax corporate plan that's going to cause some problems, and it's going to bring some benefits.
Now, David, the argument with a flat tax is that the federal government hits you with, 10%, whatever it is, 5%. And then by the time you get done with some other state taxes and what have you, it just brings this tax rate for a corporation right back up to where it was. Any validity to that, do you think?
Well, they're not going this route, but there is validity to the behavior of the government needing money and states needing money. Yes, there's validity to that.
The government needs money? Come on, you're not saying it, right?
There's validity to that, and there's validity to that when they get our money, they don't do very well being good stewards of that money. So, and that's why they keep asking for more. Trump is trying to get the tide the other direction. Specifically, his plan is reducing corporate tax rate from 35% down to 20%. That's what he just rolled out recently. But the revenue result loss will be between $3 to $7 trillion to the federal government over the next decade. And it's likely going to create some promised boom in jobs, according to a new report by a nonpartisan committee for responsible federal budget. There's also another committee that are saying otherwise. But the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget, a Washington-based think tank, is finding that the cuts really are unnecessary and really actually exorbitant in cost, because they did a study, Joe, of 92 publicly traded corporations and their profitability from 2008 to 2015. They found out that they already benefited from lower tax rates, and they're paying actually 20%, less than 20% of the net income to the federal government in tax. Exactly what we're talking about, the loopholes. Okay,
right.
So here we have a high tax, but because of the loopholes, 92% or 92 of these publicly traded companies benefited from the loopholes, which counterbalance the high tax rate. So this is where the argue lies within between President Trump and Senator Paul Ryan. They're arguing about what they should actually do, and will it create more jobs? Will it balloon the debt? Will it be effective? And will this stop companies from going abroad and moving their manufacturing base? So there's a lot of debate around this. I think personally they're going down the wrong road. Make this thing much simpler. Get to a flat tax. We're not going to go there, though. They won't do this. Right. So we're going to argue, watch, and see the government argue about this.
David, but isn't the idea that by lowering the taxes, they'll hire more people, they'll invest more, they'll do a little bit more R&D, which in and of itself will bring more tax money or revenues to the federal government, in the form of payroll taxes, that kind of stuff.
This is what Ronald Reagan campaigned upon, and in his, I think it was his third year of being president, he got it finally, like a month after he was shot they were able to pass through Congress a tax cut. It was the biggest tax cut at the time in the history of our country. President Trump wants to do the same thing. They called it Reaganomics, trickle-down economy. In other words, if we lower taxes, people will spend more, companies will hire more, and there will be more revenue coming back to the government. Therefore, we'll be able to pay down the debt that we wouldn't get, that will increase the revenue that we'll increase. We'll be able to manage our debt more effectively. That sounds good in theory. It didn't work, though, in reality, because Reagan inherited $550 billion of national debt. He left office with $2.3 trillion of national debt. But it did stimulate the economy, and it did create jobs. So something's going to get sacrificed. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. That's why we have financial problems and a $20 trillion debt. We are either going to balloon the debt, and the debt's going to take the brunt of this, and we're going to create more jobs and create a more effective economy, and Americans will be happy, and we'll ignore the debt issue, or we will not do that route and start to tighten the belt of the government, not cause taxes to go down, maybe even raise them or keep them the same, and the government will create more revenue to hopefully pay down the debt. But the problem is that they never do that.
Right. Yeah, they always pay the debt, right? I mean, they're always the first thing they do when they have extra bucks in the government is pay down our debt. I'm Joe Messina, your host. This is The Real Side on GCN Live. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Become a member at Liberty Health Share. Members are exempt from tax penalty and mandates slapped on individuals who don't have health care insurance, giving you real freedom from traditional insurance. I'm Joe Messina, host of The Real Side Radio Show. Liberty Health Share gives their members real control by giving them the freedom to choose any doctor or hospital anywhere in the nation, for real. Memberships are available for individuals, couples, and families that can offer a variety of options for your medical needs, and they're based on commonly held principles and values. Call my friends at Liberty Health Share for more information and enroll any time of the year. You can reach them at 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org and see how Liberty Health Share can make a difference in your health care needs. 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org. 855-585-4237. Tell them Joe sent you. They won't care, but it sounds good.
You want to save money in a place that gives you growth, control, and certainty without stock market risk or tax risk, and you want guarantees and you want it all tax-free. That's a tall order. But you can get all of that with properly designed participating whole life insurance. Most people think life insurance pays after you're dead. That's true. But you can have tax-free access to use your life insurance while you're alive. Get the free book to find out how. Call 702-660-7000.
Are you looking to become more self-sufficient? Then you need to have your own energy source. The SolarArc EMP hardened generator is automatic, maintenance-free, and reduces your monthly electric bill. You can also take it off-grid when you go camping. Contact PortableSolarLLC.com or call for details at 972-575-8875 today. Portable Solar LLC gives you everything you need to start using solar energy in less than 1 hour. SolarArc EMP hardened solar generator energy insurance for your family or business. Call Portable Solar LLC today.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
If you had purchased $100 of Bitcoin in 2010, today you'd have $2,600,000. While that sinks in, you now have a huge cryptocurrency opportunity at below market price at a guaranteed 10 cents per coin. ProCoin, a coin publicly traded on the open market, easily converted to cash, available in 60 countries, and ProCoin is the only cryptocurrency offering coin-back rewards for consumers and merchants. Take action by August 31st at ProCoinCurrency.net. That's ProCoinCurrency.net. Deadline for 10-cent guarantee is August 31st.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-765-9681 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-765-9681. Again, that's 800-765-9681.
Lifetime Grazed 100% grass-fed beef has the health benefits you seek. When compared to conventional beef, it offers good fats while virtually eliminating the bad. That's the result of cattle who never eat grain, ever. Rich in antioxidants, including vitamin E, C, beta-carotene, and CLA. No artificial hormones, antibiotics, or other drugs. For all our fresh, non-cooked products with only 100% grass-fed beef, go to MidasResources.com. Use voucher code GCN to get 30% off your order. MidasResources.com or find us on Facebook.
Can't you see what I'm trying to tell you? I love you. Why don't you marry me?
Why, marry you?
You take me and I'll take a vacation. I'll need a vacation if we're going to get married.
We are back. You listen to The Real Side on GCN Live. Always a pleasure to have you with me. Thanks so much for joining me this evening. Always care about you being with us. Head up to the website, realside.com. You can watch live. You can listen live. You can take the poll. There's a gazillion things you can do up there. But right now, we're going to get right back to David Fisher because I want to make sure that we have enough time, we can get through this, that you understand that no matter how much money you've got, there's a way to help make it grow. There's a way for you to protect it. There's a way to make sure you have a few bucks for your family for, I don't know, anything that might come up in the future. Anyway, I am Joe Messina. Take a listen. Shh, be quiet. Take notes. Let's get right back at it with my guest. Well, actually, he's our weekly, I hate to use the word because it's so old, I guess, finance guru, if you would. David Fisher, CEO of Landmark Capital, joins me as he does every week to talk about what's going on in the market, what's going on with precious metals, how everyday life is affecting your finances. And David, again, thanks for being with me.
Absolutely, Joe. I don't know about the guru. I've just been doing this long enough that there's certain patterns that cause certain reactions in markets.
Well, your wife said that when you first started, something about a slate tablet and a chisel that you had to use to get your message out there. I don't know, whatever. Anyhow.
Might have been an abacus. I don't know.
All right, so you're not that far back. All right. The Hurricane Harvey, first of all, for clarity here, our hearts and prayers go out to those people in Texas and Louisiana, for that matter. I can't imagine what it's like to be in that. I know that in California I've been through a few earthquakes, a couple really bad ones, but thank God I didn't take a major hit. But I know what devastation is like. So when it comes to the hurricane, it's going to cost the government a lot of money. I mean, they're looking at $20, $30 billion is the number so far. How do we pay this? How do we help out our fellow Americans? How does this work?
First of all, I like your number much better than the numbers that I'm reading. USA Today came out saying that it's going to be the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history, with a potential price tag of $160 billion, according to a preliminary estimate from a private weather firm called AccuWeather. So I hope it's only 20 to 30 billion. I've not heard that number in the studying that I've been doing. In fact, I've heard it being, prior to this report, the lowest number I heard was 60 billion.
That's right. I heard it. It was on the news yesterday, last night. So yeah, it probably has gone up and will continue to go up, I'm sure.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's not. It won't. We won't really know the number until we look back in the rearview mirror. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be significant. Some say it's going to be more than Katrina and Sandy, which is certainly a lot of money that needs to be done. And the biggest, the whole focal point is our heart is going out to people in Houston, and we need to come to their rescue. There is, but the problem is, where's the money come from besides, the Red Cross and special donations? I read the other day that there was I can't remember the gentleman's name, but my hat goes off to him. He's raised $5 million. He's a pro athlete football player. Mm-hmm. And so he's tried to do this with $200,000. And when they hit that, they kept raising the level. Now he's at $5 million. So anyway, there's private money coming to it, but it's, certainly the government needs to step in. The reports are now being placed upon the Federal Reserve, major banks, insurance companies, and other business leaders to begin to factor in, the negative impact of the catastrophe, I do speak for a living, that's going to have on business, corporate earnings, and, probably employment to a certain extent. Nobody knows the number, but it's, this is going to be on the plate of Congress when they come back from their summer session of one of the many things that they got to get done. But I don't know how much it's going to be, but it would definitely be a large number, and it needs to be done. Definitely that.
Yeah, I know there's people out there. I've already seen some of the articles written that people feel like we shouldn't be helping some of these people because they knew where they were living. They knew, what they're up against. Like, come on, get over it. We're all part of the same group. We're all part of the same family, and they're, whether it's earthquakes, flood. You saw the 22-foot snow drifts in New England. I mean, we all help each other out when the crap hits the fan. But hey, let's move on to another storm. Janet Yellen, who spoke recently, tell us what she didn't say or what she should have said?
Well, she spoke at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, in the annual conference, as well as Mario Draghi, the ECB European European Banking Commission, he's the president of that. They both are guilty, in my opinion, for not really talking about what the Fed should be doing or what the European Monetary Union should be doing. They were talking more about politics, unfortunately, and President Trump. What they should have done is they should have talked about policy of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen. When are they going to continue to raise interest rates? When are they going to start to unwind their balance sheet? Those are the things that the Fed should be talking about. Instead, what the Fed really done, and they steered clear of that, what they didn't talk about, or that's what they didn't talk about. What they did talk about was the new Dodd-Frank law that might be put in place. It only passed the House. It's not gone through the Senate yet. But she had very strong words against President Trump and J.P. Morgan, CEO Jamie Dimon, because both of those, our president and Mr. Dimon, want to take restrictions off banks. The unfortunate thing is the same restrictions that were put on banks to stop a 2008 crisis, or if we would have had that, we wouldn't have had a 2008 crisis. So that was lifted, that restriction, in 1999 by President Clinton at the time, which many believe, it's called the Volcker Rule. Many believe that if we would have had that in place, we never would have had a 2008 problem. And that allowed banks to use people's money on deposit. So they put that in place after passing the Dodd-Frank Act in 2010. And now there's a revised version of the Dodd-Frank Act that's passed one of the two portions of Congress that wants to lift this again, and that's what President Trump and Jamie Dimon are for. But this will create another problem. It'll create another 2008, and that's what Janet Yellen was saying, that we got to. She said, quote, "We can never be sure that new crises will not occur. But if we keep this lesson fresh in our memory," she's talking about 2008, "along with the painful costs of it, we'll all act accordingly." You know, I'm finding that she's changing her opinion. Just 2 months ago, she said we weren't going to have a crisis in her lifetime. Now she's saying we can be never sure of a new crisis. So we have problems with the Fed. They're not giving us clear direction, and they're not talking about what they should be talking about, which is the interest rates in their balance sheet, and that's why they're creating some uncertainty in the marketplace today.
You know, this stuff always, and I know it makes me sound totally uneducated, but there's so many, I don't know, what do you want to call them, variations to how finance works and what have you. It's very hard for some of us to get our mind around this and our mind around how it works, you know, and it all ties together, whether it's the president, Hurricane Harvey, and the president asking for a different kind of tax structure, Janet Yellen, and now there's a whole bunch of talk about the stock market reaching new highs. Is this all tied together? I mean, is the market independent of everything else? You were talking a few weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, about how the market's kind of separated itself from the news cycle. Enlighten me.
I think it is separated itself from the Trump rally. That's no longer really in place. What's now in place is we're in a time of uncertainty, and the market's trying to figure out what it's going to do next. It's kind of waiting on what the Fed is doing or might not do. So that's part of it. It's also waiting on what will happen in Congress. Will they pass this tax bill? It's also waiting to see, will we get an insurance bill passed, Obamacare, repealing and replacing that. It's kind of waiting on that. It's waiting on the debt ceiling. It's kind of in a waiting mode right now. It's really not going up. It's not going down. It's moving sideways. It's low volume. People are concerned. So the Trump rally is over as far as the market is concerned. President Trump, that's not something he would agree with. But if that's the case, then we should see the Dow rally 100 or 200 points, and it's kind of moving flat right now. So it's waiting on news of what's going to happen next, and we're not getting that news right now, so we're in a holding pattern.
All right, we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about that, and we want to look at the numbers on the stocks compared to gold and silver. Always curious as the differences between how the two are affected by the news. We'll be back in a minute. I'm Joe Mussini. I'm Joe Mussini, your host. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. No, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Oh, get your watch out. Figure it out yourself. We'll be right back.
If you had purchased $100 of Bitcoin in 2010, today you'd have $2,600,000. While that sinks in, you now have a huge cryptocurrency opportunity at below market price at a guaranteed 10 cents per coin. ProCoin, a coin publicly traded on the open market, easily converted to cash, available in 60 countries, and ProCoin is the only cryptocurrency offering coin-back rewards for consumers and merchants. Take action by August 31st at ProCoinCurrency.net. That's ProCoinCurrency.net. Deadline for 10-cent guarantee is August 31st.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-959-5759. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-959-5759. That's 1-800-959-5759. 1-800-959-5759.
The answer to being in control of your own healthcare is freedom from insurance. Become part of a group of self-pay patients that come together to share in each other's medical expenses. Individual share amounts begin at $107 a month and $347 for families. Choose from 3 health-sharing programs. Holistic treatments may be eligible for sharing. See guidelines. Discount programs available for dental, vision, and pharmacy. Go to libertyoncall.org. That's libertyoncall.org.
Heart disease is on the rise. Clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels may not be fully detected by you, but the symptoms are there. Loss of energy, blood sugar spikes and drops, poor circulation, and irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how Heart and Body Extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
My blood pressure has normalized. My diabetes has totally improved.
Everyone is telling me now how much healthier I look, and I'm telling everyone how much healthier I feel. I recommend Heart and Body Extract to everyone.
Anybody over 40 in the North American continent should be using this product as a preventative to keep their cardiovascular system healthy.
Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract, 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep REM sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free.
Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-870-0305 and use promo code GCN. That's MyPillow.com or 800-870-0305 with promo code GCN.
Have Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Why, I've never been so insulted in my life.
Well, it's early yet.
We are back. You know, it's always fun having you guys with me. I appreciate the time you spend with me on the air, in the chat room, texting, tweeting, and being part of the conversation. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Let's just get back to David, because I don't want you to miss any of this. I get good reports on him. I get good reports on his company, and I'm glad that he can help some of you out, because we're not out of the woods yet, people. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Seriously. Don't get cocky. David Fisher, he's the CEO of Landmark Capital. He's on with us every week. I always enjoy what he has to say, and I really do. I know some of you, finances go over your head. Well, go over my head too, but, David has a way of laying it out, speaking about it so that even I get it. And if I get it, you better get it. If you don't get it, you need to start your whole session of Sesame Street all over again. David, thanks for being with me today.
Absolutely, Joe. We're here to help everybody.
Yeah. And to that point, too, I know you get a little uncomfortable when I say this, but, when I get phone calls, when I talk to people about their experience with your company, a phone call or what have you, or even just hopping onto your website and looking and trying to get informed, they tell me how it's easy, it's comfortable. They don't feel like they're being sold. They don't feel like they're trying to be sold. It's no pressure there, if you would. It's just information. You make a decision from there, which is the way we should be doing our shop. I hate when you go to a car dealer, right, and got four salesmen jump on you in the parking lot, and you're only there to find out where the Coke machine is. You know what I'm saying? It's craziness. So I thank you for your approach, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You're very welcome. Our theory is people are smart enough to make the decision themselves. They just need to know what the facts are.
Yeah, I agree. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in that stock market compared to to gold and silver, and how even the precious metals are affected by the news cycle and what's happening.
Well, as we've been saying for the last about 9 weeks now, there's been a slew of people coming out who are very well respected, have nothing to do with gold, are saying several things. The stock market is overbought, it's overvalued. Get ready for a pullback. Could be a major correction. Some are saying we're going to have the biggest correction in our lifetime, like Jim Rogers, who's a very well-respected man, 74 years old. He's the guy who wears the funny bow ties. Others are saying get some money into gold, like Ray Diallo and others. He runs the largest hedge fund in the United States. New people coming to the group here this week are from Bloomberg News reports that Citigroup strategist, which Citigroup Jeremy Hale, is citing that we have now worrying developments in the stock market that is signaling a correction in stocks. And he goes on and says what those are. He's looking at the correlation of the S&P 500 versus energy sectors. They've fallen to near levels that preceded the last two bear markets. So we're seeing some history repeat itself. He's also looking at a thing called transportation stocks. Airlines, railways, trucking companies. There's transport stocks. They have fallen also 5% from the high of July 14th. That's usually a sign that markets are taking a reverse. But there's a few other signs that are happening that are bearish. There's some selling going on internally in markets. There's also selling going on in foreign markets, and the fund flows, new money flowing into the market, are also not at the level that they used to be. So there is definitely some fundamentals here that are being pointed out by Citigroup, along with others, saying pretty much the same thing, that we could be at the time where we might be heading towards a bear market in stocks.
Interesting. So what causes gold to move up? I mean, what causes precious metals to move upward? Uncertainty, I'm guessing here, obviously. Uncertainty in the stock market with the American dollar. What does that?
Well, uncertainty does it. You know, we might be going to war here. That creates uncertainty. Gold's not moving up a whole bunch because of that. It's the fundamentals. The dollar is going down right now. The dollar by index is the biggest thing that causes gold to move up. When dollars go down, gold goes up, and the dollar index has dropped 12.1% year to date. Gold has gone up 13.8% year to date. And to put it into perspective, the Dow has gone up 10.3%. So gold has outperformed the Dow this year by about 3.5%, which is a pretty big change. I said this was going to happen in January. We would have neck and neck, but the latter part of the year, gold would pull ahead, and we're seeing that. Gold will continue to pull ahead. In fact, I think we broke through a resistance level of $1,300 here recently in gold, and I think it's going to move fairly quickly sometime between now and the end of the year. When I say fairly quickly, I don't say it's going to balloon or shoot up like a missile or a rocket. I don't. Some people say that in my industry. I think in the next 4 months we're going to see $1,400 gold. But here's a good fact to keep in mind. August of 1999, gold was at $253, and the Dow was at 10,829. Gold is now at above 1310, or up 417%, while the Dow is at 21.8 and change, or up 102%. So gold has moved up 4 times the amount that stocks have moved up in the same period of time. So when people say, gold's not a good investment, you know, if we just took the name gold away from it and looked at it at a chart, everybody would want to have some representation in that just by looking at it from a chart standpoint. So the news just does not understand gold, and financial planners don't want you in gold, neither do stockbrokers, but it clearly has outperformed the Dow by 4 times.
Well, David, I got to tell you, last time we talked about this, I don't know if I said it or you said it, and I didn't go back and listen, but I said something about, it looks like gold, you would have been better off in gold since January or what have you, and I got a couple of emails that said, well, that's kind of a blanket statement, Joe, because it would depend on what stocks you had, because you guys are talking in averages. So,
okay. It would depend on what kind of gold they have, too, because there's averages in gold. So I'm using apples to apples.
Yeah. Well, but explain the differences in gold, because people still today with some of the emails I get, they don't really understand the differences in buying and owning gold.
There's coins in the gold market, just like there's stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average market. And not just because the Dow went up only 10.3%, which is not an only, it's better than the average of 7% a year over 50 years. I mean, there's stocks in the Dow that have gone up more than 10.3%, the Dow index, and there's stocks that have lost money in the Dow index. So, but we have to start with a yardstick somewhere. Right. There's gold coins that have gone up more than 13.8%, the index of gold, and there's some that have not gone up while gold has gone up 13.8%. So it's in comparing apples to apples, and this person or these people are saying these things, again, says that they've never really looked into gold. They never really had an education on gold. And I'm not, belittling them or putting them down. I'm just saying, let's compare apples to apples. Because if I wanted to, the Dow index, only one component of the Dow, Joe, of the 30 components of the Dow index is in the original 30 stocks of the Dow. So they they take out the losers and put in the winners. If I was able to do that, and we could do the same, comparing apples to apples, and I could use different coins since the Dow has been created, coins that have performed, hands down, we could outperform the Dow over the last, since the creation of the Dow in coins. Just by, playing the shell game of let's move this coin into the index of metals and move this coin out the same parameters that the Dow does. And I'm not against the Dow, not against that behavior, but somewhere we have to start with apples and apples. So, the people that wrote you emails, encourage them to call my company. They're not going to get sold anything. They just need to have an education that clearly a well-diversified portfolio is imperative. And yeah, there's some benefits that stocks give you that gold doesn't, and there's certainly a lot of benefits that gold gives that stocks can't. That's why we diversify.
You got to be totally informed. That's what I keep telling people. Again, the show, our segments are meant to give you some, answers to simple questions, simple issues. But, the reality is, use my tongue here eventually, the reality is you got to get more information. You got to drill down more. Look, we are running out of time so quickly. I would say give us a quick overview as to the new literature you have, changing directions and changing times, and how people get a hold of you.
They can call us the old-fashioned way. I'll say it for your dad, 844-715-7311. 844-715-7311. Or they can go to our website at landmarkgold.com, and if they go there or call, they also can get our monthly newsletter. He who holds the gold makes the rules. It's going to come out tomorrow, so they have to act soon on that one. Next month, we're going to talk about the debt ceiling, and that's a big thing that we're facing that could cause a major problem within our country. But we're here to help people, and we got lots of literature. The bail-in will tell people how to protect their money from a government intrusion, also hedge against inflation.
I always appreciate when David's on because he makes it plain and simple. He makes it really easy for you and I to understand. I mean, seriously, it doesn't get any easier than this. If you give him a call, check out landmarkgold.com. Check out his company. See what they really stand for so you understand what's happening. I don't bring people on the show, help people sell their wares unless I believe in them and I trust them. Hey, I'm Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. Thanks for being with me today. Remember, tomorrow night, Xander Gibb joins us. I know you all love him. So if you don't come listen to me, come listen for him. Anyway, have a great rest of the day, and God bless.
This is the Genesis Communications Network.